Hey.
Hello and welcome. Do you ever feel like you are running from one thing to the next, trying to get all your thousands of items on your to-do list done and not getting to the stuff on your business to-dos, okay? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to share with you a big thing that can really, really help you with your business to be able to get to those things that are most important to you. Okay?
And I wish I was on the other side of this live actually, because this is something that is really helpful for me too.
Yeah. So we are David and Debbie Dunford. Welcome.
Welcome.
And glad to have you on here. So a perfect example of this, or a perfect non-example of this, is this morning. So discipline is a huge, huge key, right? So an example of how not to do it was this morning with me. Had my alarm set, and I was sick all week last week. So I had my alarm set to get up at a certain time this morning, and I didn't get up. I was like, I'm just so tired. And I was sick last week, so that's okay, because I need to make up. I need to recover, you know. Well, guess what? I didn't get the job done. Me not getting up set the tone for the rest of the day to be in a rush from one thing to the next, because what I had previously done is set up a schedule throughout my week for if I do this at this time and this at this time and laundry here and work on this part of the business on this day and do this training at this time because that's when it's scheduled for, and help the boys with their school at this time. If I'm not sticking to the schedule and having that discipline to follow that schedule, beginning with when I get up in the morning, then it messes up the entire day and ultimately the week, because one thing, according to my schedule, what I have, it messes up other things.
Pushes things back.
Pushes things back,
well,
yeah.
And for me, like the reason why I said I kind of wish I was on the other side of this live this time, because you know, I'm writing a book, and I feel like that's something I need to be spending time with. So we've sat down and talked about a schedule that if we follow, then this will give us extra time, the time that I need to work on my book. So, but I haven't been as great at following that as I could be. And if I had done that, then I would have had more time to work on my book. So consequently, the book has been pushed out. And now I'm running into the situation where, like, okay, because I'm trying to do a certain amount of time each week, and well, I didn't do that this week, so I'm gonna add it to next week, and so now it's building, and you can see the problem here, right? So
all of a sudden, there's 10 hours that he's got to build. Got built up.
So, but the point here is, and this is a great point, I think, for probably all of us, that discipline actually can bring you freedom. Mm-hmm. That discipline can even equal freedom. Not that it's this horrible taskmaster that, like, oh, it's not going to let me have any fun. It's actually going to give you some freedom if you're going to be disciplined enough to stick to the schedule that you set out for yourself when you sat down and decided what was important for you to be spending your time with.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, so on the flip side of my this morning story and how it just messed up my day, and did I get started with the business stuff on time? Nope, sure didn't, because it was all messed up. But on the flip side, those times when I have done those disciplined things, and tomorrow I'm getting up on time, because I've experienced it. I've experienced when I keep to the discipline plan, when I'm disciplining myself enough to do what I have set out to do at the time that I've set out to do it, then I have been so, like, the stress is just gone. It brings freedom. It really does. Like, that stress is gone, that peace comes, and I feel so much better, and I feel so much more accomplished, and I feel more on top of things. Now, that's not to say that, I mean, life happens, right? Things are going to get in the way. So the cool thing is, and maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. We have a strategy for that, not tomorrow, but on Wednesday.
At
we'll
6:40
talk about
Mountain Standard Time.
There you go. Good job.
Just thought I'd throw a plug there, Debbie.
But thank you. But yeah, so we'll talk about a strategy you can use to actually help you with those times when it's like life is just going to get in the way.
Because it will.
Happens.
Life will happen.
It does, and we get that. So there's a way to work around that as well. But the discipline, that relief that comes, that freedom that comes, like there's just no mistaking. It's not something that's made up. It's not something that we can fake. You know, it is what it is, and you just have that sense of peace and calm.
So it's really taking the limited time that you have and organizing it so that you're spending the time on the things that matter most to you. It's not about making you do all these different things that you didn't want to do in the first place.
Yeah, it's stuff that matters most to you.
It's about
right?
you sitting down and saying, here's what I want to spend my time with. And in order to do that, I've got to get up at this time, and I need to do this, and blah, blah, blah. And so that you are organizing your time to be able to give yourself the freedom that you really want to spend on the things that really matter to you.
Yeah, and you know, you're able to get and figure out those priorities. That's another thing, you know, figuring out the priorities that are most important to you so that you can get to those most important things and be willing and okay with some things going by the wayside that normally you wouldn't want to go by the wayside. Like maybe, for example, but maybe you're somebody that keeps like a spotless house. Well, maybe...
We need to know you then, if that's the case.
You keep a spotless house. With four little boys, we don't have a spotless house.
We'd like to have a conversation with you
every
and
day
figure
for
out how
a
you
few
do
minutes
that.
it's spotless, and then it's not. Very quickly.
4 boys and a girl.
Yes, 4 boys and a girl.
Don't forget the foreign exchange student.
Yes. But
She doesn't make as much of a mess as the 4 boys.
No, she doesn't. But what was I thinking? Where was I going with that?
Before I derailed you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry that I derailed you.
That's exactly what happened. Oh, okay. So with the, you know, you might have this perfectly spotless house that you're used to having, but maybe you can let the dishes sit there overnight. I know, like, whoo, watch out. But maybe you can let things sit. Maybe you can fold the clothes tomorrow if you haven't quite gotten done what you need to for your business today. You know, so that's just one example of something that you could let go a little bit. Something that's let go-able, you know, that's a new term now. But so then you can make those priorities and set those priorities and put those into where you need them to be so that they actually happen, because without those actions in your business is not a business. You have to have actions to take it somewhere.
Massive action equals massive results.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Booyah.
Booyah. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is so good to have you. And if you found some value in this...
Or morning, or afternoon. At this time that we went live, we're thanking you for joining us.
Or watching the replay. We're grateful they watched
right.
the replay too. So put #value if you got value out of this. That would be awesome. And join us every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6:40 Mountain Standard Time so that you can expect more in your life and in your business. And have a great one. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, thanks for joining us. Take
Bye.
care.